Hi guys, I'm Shmee. Hello to you. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to a beautifully sunny afternoon in London, where today you join me driving in the Focus RS Heritage Edition. In fact, only the first time that I have driven this car since collection day. So I figured I should take it for a little drive and come back with the Fuel for Thought series. Now today I'd like to talk about the Ford GT. Where is it? When's it coming? Am I going to go to Canada to see it being built? I think the anticipation amongst you guys is pretty much up there with how much I'm looking forward to this car arriving. So let's run over some of this, as well as talking about how I actually got the allocation in the first place. Now I've seen loads of discussion about this, and I'd also like to show you the actual video that I submitted about 2.5 years ago to Ford that ended up and resulted with me having the car that's going to be arriving very, very soon now. So let's go for a little jolly around town, enjoy this car, take it easy because it's still being run in, and talk a little bit more about the Ford GT. Now, I am a very, very lucky guy to be in this absolutely crazy and incredible fortunate position that I'm soon going to be taking delivery, finally, of my 2018 Ford GT. It's been a long wait, but to be honest, it's a big thanks to you guys that this is even possible in the first place. And that's why I can't wait to share the story with you, the journey, the adventures that are going to be involved with this car through the next year and beyond. And believe me when I tell you now, the plans that we've got in store are bigger than anything I've ever done, and I think maybe than anything I've ever seen. It's going to be a very, very exciting year and further of adventure with the GT. But let's start talking with how I actually came to get an allocation for this car in the first place. And I think to do that, we should rewind back to when it was originally unveiled. So January 2015 at the NIAS, the North American International Auto Show in Detroit. Until about, well, maybe a week before, we had absolutely no idea that this was a project that Ford had been working on at all. 12 years after the second generation, or maybe the first generation GT, but the tribute car for Ford's 100th anniversary to the GT40 that was victorious in the 24 Hours of Le Mans back in 66, 67, 68 and 69, they basically surprised everyone by opening the shutters at the end of the press release and saying, hey, check this out, here is our brand new Ford GT. And the moment that I saw it right there live, I literally thought this was the best looking car pretty much ever. It's very low, very wide, very long, very sleek, still iconic in its design, and you know it's something truly special. It's not like Ford pop out a supercar every week. In fact, the last one was 12 years ago, which truly, I think, emphasized how important and significant the launch of this car actually was. Immediately then, I was saying, how do I get one? How do I buy this car? And in fact, when I actually got back to the UK, I went straight into a Ford dealer and said, can I put my name down? How does it work? And they said, huh, what's this? Because obviously at that stage, nothing had been decided. It was a concept. There were no order books, there was no system, there was no process, nobody knew how this was going to work. So fast forward about a year of going to lots of events, seeing them launch the new Le Mans car. The Focus RS was launched. I went to the event for that with Ken Block at the factory in Cologne in Germany. Basically, not much information. In April 2016, they introduced and launched the application process. Now this, I think, was pretty much a first in the way they actually went about running it. You had to submit an application through a number of different pages, filling in different fields about things, for example, like what work do you do with Ford? Are you connected to the company? Are you a car collector? Are you a racing driver? Do you take your cars on road trips? What do you do with them? What are your social media pages? That was one of the elements. So they asked all of these questions and you had the opportunity to fill in your pages. So of course I did this, remember, 2.5 years ago. And you could also attach to your email or to your application a 60-second video. So I created a video that I think is a little bit awkward thinking about it now and watching it back, but I've never shown it to you guys. And eventually my video got watched by Henry Ford III, who is the head of Ford Performance. So I think basically he saw the video and my application, and it all came together to ultimately mean that I was fortunate enough to receive one of the initial 500 allocations for the Ford GT, 500 global cars. There are going to be, I think, more. They've just recently kind of let on that there's going to be another round of applications for more cars in future. But out of the original 500, we have maybe 10, 15 of those coming to the UK. And in fact, I think only a handful even coming to Europe at all. So over here, it's a complete unicorn car. And I found myself, of course, lucky enough to actually be going to get one of these. At the time, still no information, no details on pricing or delivery dates or anything about it. Now, at a similar time, and this is something a lot of people have talked about, I bought my first Focus RS. And I saw loads of you at the time, loads and loads of you saying that I only bought the RS to get the GT allocation. Well, actually, there's a ton more to that story, which I can tell you now. So I drove to Le Mans in June of that year, before the official allocations had been given, in a Ford Press Focus RS, one of their cars. And basically, I thought this was going to be an awesome, fun car, and I enjoyed driving it, and I knew up ahead I was going to be spending a while up in Scotland. Now, the significance of this is that Scotland has really bad weather, and the car was potentially going to have to live outside. So I was thinking, what can be my kind of daily car that's usable and practical, and I can leave in Scotland so that when I get there, it's fun to drive if I go to the twisty roads in the Cairngorms, as some of the videos you've seen. And I drove the car, and literally driving it to Le Mans, I was thinking, this is it. This ticks all of the boxes that I want from a car for this purpose. Everything in one car. Then it just so happens that that weekend, 50 years after their original victory, Ford won again. First in class in the GTE Pro category. The Ford GT was victorious at the 24 Hours of Le Mans. So then there's this whole buzz and excitement of Ford performance, right? And I felt, why not? Why not go for it? At the time, these cars, or the original cars, were actually trading at a premium. So to get one, I was going to have to pay ever so slightly more than list price, but it also meant that I wasn't really going to lose much if I turned out not to like it. So I went on a bit of a whim, you know. I didn't have the allocation officially per se, but I was certainly quite hopeful that I might, because I knew lots of people at Ford. I'd got talking to them, and really, you know, was really keen on the GT, as I am now, and I think that kind of translated and they understood that. So I bought the Focus RS, and basically as I started driving it, I was just like, yes, this is the one, this is exactly what I needed. And then maybe it was a week later, 2 weeks later, allocations came out for the GT. They had obviously already been decided. They didn't decide like in that week, oh, let's give him one. And I had a positive reply, a message in my inbox. So cue an awful lot of excitement, still not knowing the price or delivery timescale or anything about it. Now, I've seen loads of messages since saying that the reason I've owned the Red Edition and now the Heritage Edition is all just for the GT. But I will point out that I already had the GT allocation at that point, so buying 2 more Focus RSs is not exactly relevant to it in the slightest. It's basically because I absolutely love the car. And during the time with the blue one, I found loads of opportunities to do tuning bits and pieces with it, but never kind of committed, which is what the Red Edition is for. And then this car, well, it's one of 50 in the world, right? The last car that pays tribute back to the 50th anniversary of the 1968 Escort. How cool is this? Like, this is a special collector's piece, especially to me, for whom the Focus RS has now become quite significant. So I know this is quite a long story, but you can see how the two different stories evolve simultaneously. Now, I then did get a message about when my GT would come in March 2017. So about a year, well, 9 months after the allocations, and I was told Q4 2019, still a year away. And that's why I then went like, what should I order instead to fill the gap? Okay, let's buy the Porsche GT3, as many of you know. Then fast forward to March 2018, and I got an update saying, actually, we can get you your GT. Oh, what are these guys doing? We can get you your GT in Q4 2018. So I said, sure, that sounds cool, let's do it. And then, obviously, things progressed. I needed to sell the GT3 because I couldn't afford to put down the 50% deposit for the Ford GT while still having it, as you know from my video about that. Locked in the car, delivery was due very end of this year, and this is the exciting bit. Where is it? When's it coming? Well, I'm expecting to take delivery in November 18. So what, less than 8 weeks from now, maybe 6 to 7 weeks from now, which is ridiculously exciting. It feels crazy that this has actually arrived. Remember, it's been nearly 3 years, or 2.5 years. Technically, you can say nearly 4 years since I saw the unveil of the car and first expressed interest in actually buying it. And now it's right around the corner. So the car's going to be arriving. The next question I've been asked by a lot of people is, am I going to go to Canada to see it being built? And the answer to that is yes. I don't know yet if I can take my video camera in and make a video. I've asked them very, very kindly, and I'm really hoping that's going to be possible. But obviously it's a sensitive place. Multimatic in Canada is a race team. They have lots of in-house technologies and things that can't be seen by the external world. So we have to be very delicate with that topic. However, if I'm able to see it, I definitely will. And the long story short is, at the time this video goes out, I think it might be just about to be hitting production. So it's literally going to be right around the corner, and I'll try to bring that video to you if I can pretty much straight after. Then it's a case of the car getting over to Europe. It's got to be flown over, prepared, and then it will be time to do a handover. So if you have any cool ideas for a nice collection video, do let me know. We're brainstorming this at the moment. If anybody knows Ken Block out there, just saying, could do something fun with the focuses. You never know, you never know. But basically, yeah, I think it's fair to say I'm quite excited for this car. So, as promised, I should rewind a notch and replay for you my slightly awkward, because it's 2.5 years old, video application that Henry Ford 3 approved for the Ford GT. Well, let's roll it. Hi guys, I'm Shmi. I've been fortunate enough to pursue my automotive passion and translate it into my career. That involves being able to purchase and share the whole experience of cars like this with my audience around the world on social media. I buy these cars to go out and drive them. These 5 things I love about my Ferrari FF.
Let's go swing!
Why am I interested in the Ford GT in particular? Well, having been at that very first unveiling in Detroit at the motor show, quite honestly, it was love at first sight. Please do accept my apologies for quite how cringeworthy that video was. I got the email that the window had opened to send in your application. It was during Top Marks Monaco in 2016, and went outside and shot the video immediately, because at the time I didn't know, and I suspected maybe there was a chance that getting it in really quickly would help with the application in some way. So I just kind of did it, got it sent off, sat back and waited. I didn't really know much until about 3 months later. So it's crazy now to talk about how that started and has become, well, this story so many years on that I still cannot wait for. There might be cars that are better value. There might be cars that are faster, for example, the Senna. But there's something about the Ford GT. Look at its proportions. It sits, even in normal mode, at 1.11 meters. You can drop it then 5 centimeters lower. That is incredibly low, yet it's really, really wide and really long, which gives it these proportions that just look incredible. The design maintains the look and iconic styling of the last generation, even of the GT40 from 50 years ago back in the 60s. And to be honest, my kind of love of that car, plus my enjoyment of the Focus RS's, has turned me into a bit of a Ford Performance fan at the moment, to be completely honest. You know, which came first, the chicken or the egg? I couldn't possibly tell you, but ultimately, I really like what they're doing. Products like the Mustang offer massive bang for buck. The Focus RS is a brilliant all-round car, particularly for the UK, which is why it's the biggest market for this car. And the Ford GT is my favourite looking supercar, modern supercar in the world. So you can see how that's kind of come together for me to make this package of enthusiasm, I think, for the car that I'm going to be sharing with you in the very, very near future. It's counting down the days now, literally. So what else is happening coming up? Well, there will be some more modifications to the Red Edition Focus RS. We had what I called Stage 1, doing the Proto Trim interior, the Ventus Veloce carbon parts, the SS Tuning steering wheel and shift knob, the lowering seat frames from JCR, a couple of other bits and pieces here and there, the wheels, the brake calipers, for example. But now it's time to do Stage 2. Stage 2 will be a few more of these visual modifications. I've got some new wheels coming from BBS. Very excited about those. Hope you're going to like them, guys. We've also got a Varex exhaust system coming on via Clive Sutton, which is also going to be very, very nice. It's needed because the standard car is actually really quiet, given I had a car with an exhaust before I got the Red Edition. We've got a few small pieces, and then Stage 3 will come over winter when it's less appropriate to drive the car because it's going to have some new tyres on it as well, when we're going to be taking it to Mount Tune to do the engine work, and things then are going to get a little bit out of hand in a very, very exciting way. So that is not it. This car is obviously going to be staying completely standard, but I also have a particularly special set of BBS wheels coming for the Ford GT. So as I've mentioned before, the GT is not going to be delivered on gold wheels. Ford won't do that. They come in graphite as standard, but the BBS wheels are going to arrive. We'll pop them on the car and then start thinking about what's going to look best afterwards. I'm just going to take delivery of the car as it comes, the liquid red with the Allen Man gold racing stripes, and then later on start tinkering with it, maybe make a few very small changes. I think I can't do anything significant when you consider just how special and rare that car is. It would almost be a crime to do any major modifications, and I can't wait to see what the red and gold is going to look like. I hope I get to see that when I visit the factory. Even if I can't film it, I just hope I get to see it, because the story is so cool for me to personally experience on a car that I intend to keep for as long as I absolutely can, if not forever. And like I said, have some very, very, very big plans with. Another thing that we're working on that I want to tell you guys about, particularly you guys who always tune in, the squad. I haven't used the word for a while, but the squad members, I appreciate you guys an awful lot coming back, watching these videos when they go live. And we've introduced a mailing list on the Shmee 150 website, also for information about products arriving in the shop, but I'm going to be sharing some exclusive tidbits of information with you. For example, hinting towards what's coming in the future, specs, things you might like to know, trips I've got coming up. So do sign up to the mailing list if you'd like to hear about all of this before anybody else. There'll be special exclusive content coming just for you guys, the squad. So I appreciate it an awful lot if you head over and get signed up to that list. We'll be running some more competitions. Like when I collected this car, I gave away a fully licensed Ford goodie bag to somebody who was signed up. So you never know, you could be the winner of the next time we run such a competition. But basically, things right now are really exciting, a lot going on. I've got a busy period ahead, as always, leading up towards the Ford GT's arrival. And I think that pretty much is everything I wanted to talk to you guys about today, about how I came to find myself in this position. As always, thanks again. Thanks to everyone for everything who has made it possible. It still seems completely insane to me and almost not real, because that's my favorite car right now, and very soon I'm going to be sitting here with this camera pointing at me, filming a video for you guys of what it's like. Things like the first drive. Just let me know what you'd like to see and I'll do my best to make those videos. For now though, I've enjoyed driving the Heritage. I need to get some more miles on it so it's fully run in and I can take it out and enjoy it properly. But just knowing how special it is. I think I told you in the collection video, there's currently one advertised for sale. Unmarked police car goes past, and the one that's advertised for sale is actually asking £100,000 for one of these. I know they normally sell at about £65,000–70,000 because only 50 cars, but that makes it one very, 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 very special Ford for sure. Possibly the second most special Ford of the modern variety after the GT. Anyway, what a pair they're going to be in the garage, with the red edition as well. GT in the middle, these two either side. Bring it on. Very exciting times. So thank you very much. I'll wrap it up there. I'm sorry for waffling on so much, guys, but a fuel for thought about the allocation process behind the GT, how this came to be, and what's going to be happening next. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you again very soon. Cheers.